Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank where I climb the online doubles ladder and provide live commentary as I go. We're just jumping straight into today's episode. I'm still using the new team that I've been featuring for the last couple of episodes. Like I mentioned, as soon as I'm done with finals next Tuesday, I'll be making more content as well as editing this team. But once again, thank you to everyone who's been tuning into the content recently. Really means a lot, and I'm glad that so many of you guys are enjoying it. So thanks again for watching as always, and thank you once again for 90,000 subscribers. Super exciting. Okay, first game of the day, and we're up against a pretty hardcore Trick Room team here, so this is definitely why I have Duraludon. I'm just worried about it being like max HP Spadef Berry Hatterene. If not though, it's going to be in for a tough time. The Malamar is interesting. It's not a Pokemon I've really gone up against much. And I actually kind of like leading Duraludon straight with Gastrodon, Dynamaxing, and just getting a bunch of special defense increases immediately, because if we can, then we kind of just shut down everything on my opponent's team with Gastrodon, to be honest. I guess I could lead Mimikyu still. The question is how confident I am on denying my opponent's Trick Room. Definitely want Duraludon as a lead. So the question is, I could see Malamar coming out, and I haven't really gone up against that in a long time. Not since like 2014. So I'm just quickly double checking what it does. Dark Psychic. I don't mind leading Gastrodon, yeah. With Arcanine and Mimikyu in the back. Don't really like Weezing or Rotom too much here. Rotom's alright if I'm leading with it, I guess, but otherwise, like once Trick Room goes up, it's pretty much useless. And in this game, I'm actually okay, I think, if Trick Room goes up. So, let's see how this plays out. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd appreciate it. And question of the day, I want to know whether you guys are planning on competing in VGC this year, and if so, what events you plan on going to. It's going to be Malamar and Rhyperior. Okay. Yeah, I guess Mimikyu would have worked out as a lead better here, because I could pressure with Burns immediately. But this isn't terrible either. Just some big questions immediately. I'd even Dynamax Duraludon, to be honest. Which could be interesting. Does Steel Beam knock out Rhyperior? Let's see, Duraludon. I mean, I could also just double up into Malamar here, but Malamar could totally protect while Rhyperior just like launches an Earthquake. But then I get a free switch into Mimikyu, I suppose. Yeah, I'm honestly leaning towards doubling up on Malamar here. I'll Dynamax. I'll Steel Beam and Max Quake it. So let's see if my opponent Dynamaxes. If there is something that would Dynamax, it's probably the Rhyperior. I mean, yeah, it would definitely be the Rhyperior. But I don't want to... I mean, I could have doubled up into Rhyperior here too, but I could totally see my opponent just protecting Rhyperior and trying to set up Trick Room. And if that is the case and we just knock out the Malamar, then we're in a really good spot. So let's see. Is there a Dynamax? Yes, there is. So there's Rhyperior Dynamaxing. Which means it's not protecting, which means I could have maybe doubled up into it just to get a KO immediately. And if I go for that, I probably just win the game, but that is quite risky because if Rhyperior just protects and Malamar Trick Rooms, then I'm not in a great spot, especially if I'm proccing Weakness Policy through Protect. So, let's see. Is there Protect from Malamar? Yeah, nice play by my opponent. Really nice play. That's alright, though. Because I'll just get a free switch into Mimikyu. And I'll still get a special defense increase from Max Quake. So, that's obviously not ideal. Like, there if we make the aggressive read and double up onto the Rhyperior, like, that's probably just game over, honestly. But I still think Gastrodon really can just win this game anyway, so I'm not super worried about this. It doesn't look great, but it's not the worst. And, yeah, just a Max Quake coming up from Rhyperior. It would have been so risky to double up into Rhyperior there, but honestly, it's probably the better play. I was just thinking Malamar might not protect there because you can't even get the double up. And this is kind of cool where, hilariously enough, with Dynamax, like, Malamar's special defense gets lowered there, which is kind of funny. I think I'll bring out Mimikyu here. Have Will-O-Wisp pressure. And just play rough pressure on the Mimikyu. Honestly, I might just double up. Actually, I don't want to double up my Malamar in case I knock it out. It's probably... does play rough knock out Malamar? Let's see. I'm leaning towards yes, but actually, depending on how defensively bulky it is, with the Life Orb, I think we should. The alternative play is honestly just to Will-O-Wisp the Rhyperior, because like I don't want to proc the weakness policy. And just Max Quake the Malamar. That actually honestly works as well, I think. I don't mind if Trick Room goes up here if I can burn Rhyperior. Yeah, the main thing is basically if we play rough and knock out Malamar, we'll allow my opponent... We'll probably activate weakness policy on Rhyperior, and then it can just Max Quake my Gastrodon. And I really don't want to proc weakness policy while Rhyperior is Dynamaxed. Trick Room goes up, that's fine. Will-O-Wisp connects, which is huge. Okay. So let's see. Yep, good. Malamar actually ups the Light Screen instead. Interesting. Okay. Well, that means Trick Room isn't going up, which is good for us. It also means we'll have that +2 special defense now with Gastrodon. And that still does a lot of good damage there. So that's, yeah, it's really funny seeing Malamar's ability activate when it's next to the Dynamax Rhyperior. Interesting interaction. And just gonna Max Quake, okay. Into Gastrodon, that's fine. Yeah, that does nothing after the bird. Good. So really nice play turn 1 by my opponent. If I just led Mimikyu, honestly, I would have been in a really good spot, I think. But I wanted to just lead. Like, Duraludon put on a lot of pressure against my opponent's entire team, especially the Hatterene NDD combo. So I'll just go for a third Max Quake on Malamar here, and let's just go for damage onto Rhyperior. No need to risk any misses here. Malamar could protect here, but I'll still get the special defense boosts. And these boosts will help out given what my opponent potentially has in the back. Like Hatterene, NDD, Torkoal. Gastro can deal pretty well with all of those once I get +3 special defense. So, Light Screen is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Nice play by my opponent, though. But I'd rather see Light Screen than Trick Room, to be honest, so yeah, I'm okay with that. A Max Quake will knock out Malamar now, so it might protect, but no protect. Okay. We'll just chip away at Rhyperior a little bit. And this should get the KO. Yeah. Okay. So Trick Room hasn't gone up this game. I think Rhyperior probably Max Quakes Mimikyu here to break my disguise. So OB 3-3. We're both going to be at +3 special defense, but Rhyperior being burned means it really shouldn't be able to do much against Gastrodon, so I want to target around the Rhyperior, basically. And yep, there's another Max Quake. Going into Gastro again. Okay, I really don't mind that because I can just heal back all the damage that's been done by just clicking Recover. Yeah. So it's annoying because Rhyperior has all these special defense boosts, but so do I, and it's burnt, so I'm not really worried about that slot, basically. And I still have Disguise, which is actually really quite nice on Mimikyu. But yeah, this game could have been over turn 1 if I just doubled up there. But with Hatterene coming in here, I think I'm still in a pretty good spot. Because I can just double up on a Hatterene and basically just keep targeting around this Rhyperior right now. Our Dynamaxes wear off, but that's fine. I assume Torkoal's probably my opponent's last Pokemon. Yeah, so I think we just Shadow Claw here. Hatterene totally could protect, but Rhyperior at most maybe goes for like an Earthquake, and that's fine. So let's just double up onto that, because we don't want Trick Room to go up right now. I'm expecting it to protect, but I still would prefer to double up onto it. Mainly because Rhyperior is not posing much of a threat. It's actually going to switch out, which I'm also okay with, into Dracovish. Okay. Interesting. I mean, I guess that baits out my attacks, but I'll still get really good damage off here. Yeah. I think we should be able to win this game now at this point. Let's see how much Earth Power does. Dracovish is actually quite tanky. It's just Rock Slide coming out. And Mimikyu actually dodges it, which is quite fortunate. Don't think I needed that necessarily, but certainly helps. Because it doesn't break our disguise. So now what we can do is just go for a play rough into Dracovish, which should KO. And just recover everything back with Gastrodon. I just don't think my opponent can beat Gastrodon at this point. If it's Banded Dracovish, Mimikyu would just outspeed and get the knockout. And if it's Scarfed, then you have to go for like Crunch and play Rough Connect. So that should just be game, I think. Yeah, so my opponent didn't set up Trick Room, and because we are attacking around the weakness policy, like I said, that's why I wanted to Dynamax with Gastrodon immediately in this game. Because I just don't think my opponent had really good answers against it. Especially once it gets a couple of special defense boosts. Because it's like Rhyperior is the main sweeper, right? But we have so many ways to make it useless by intimidating it, by obviously with all these Will-O-Wisp users as well. Duraludon puts on offensive pressure as well. But yeah, turn 1, if I just doubled up into it with like a Flash Cannon and Max Geyser, like I think the game is just instantly over. But I still think we're in a good spot here. Even if Rhyperior crits the Gastrodon at this point, it won't really matter. And it shouldn't even be able to knock out Mimikyu at this point because it's burnt. So See, Hattering's coming in, but I think we can just double up onto that slot. I mean, it's probably going to protect, but I mean, if it was going to protect, I don't see why it didn't protect when it was in earlier, honestly. So I'm just going to double up onto that slot. I think worst case is probably protect and maybe just an Earthquake from Rhyperior. Or if it has a way to knock out Mimikyu, it's stronger than EQ. Even if Mimikyu goes down, I just bring an Arcanine. Rhyperior is now really doing nothing, and then Gastrodon should just be able to play up against Hatterene. So, let's see. Definitely like my positioning here, though. But, yeah, that was a really nice turn 1 play made by my opponent. And I think part of the reason why I added Duraludon on this team and no Protect from Hatterene, which makes me think it probably doesn't have Protect, is that almost just gets the KO. So, nice. And, yep, the double up here gets a knockout. Very nice. Yeah, so this is one way to deal with weakness policy Rhyperior. Just don't activate the weakness policy, get a burn against it, and then go from there. So, yeah, I did have high horsepower. I wonder if that knocks out Mimikyu. Oh, I actually didn't even target Mimikyu. Okay. Yeah. So, now, once again, I still don't want to proc the weakness policy, especially because Light Screen was up as well. So, let's just intimidate the Rhyperior and keep clicking recover. And once Light Screen wears off and burn goes out, then we can just close combat and Scald for the KO. Okay, yeah, we just end up getting the win there. So, nice. So you can see how this team kind of deals with Trick Room, where you have Duraludon to really shut down Hatterene in DD, forcing them to basically not lead Hatterene in DD. And even in that case, like, which was like the worst case scenario, like Gastrodon's just really good against a lot of the Trick Room teams because you get a couple of Max Quakes off with Intimidate on your side as well. Like, so many of the Trick Room sweepers are more specially oriented, like Torkoal, for example. And even if you get a single Intimidate off against something like Rhyperior, especially if you get a burn off, then it becomes absolutely useless, as we were able to do in that game. So we didn't target it at any point in that game, but you know, part of the awkward thing is you want to really make use of your Trick Room turns. Not that Trick Room even went up in that game, but yeah, then it just, like, Pokemon become dead weight then, and then it's effectively like a 2v1. So, not a Trick Room team for the next one. Pretty speedy team. We haven't played against many Aegislashes, so we are going to go up against one here. This is definitely a game for Duraludon as a lead, I think. It matches up phenomenally against pretty much everything other than Aegislash. So I like Duraludon as a lead. Let's see, what is it really worried about? There's a lot of physical attacks from my opponent's side, honestly. Dragapult, I guess, is kind of scary. That's probably the biggest threat. I like Duraludon Mimikyu. Mimikyu puts on a lot of offensive pressure against things like everything, actually. I think Arcanine for Intimidate's good in this game, given that my opponent has Darmanitan and Jerkovish. Wheezing to cancel abilities is actually kind of interesting in this game. Canceling a lot of those abilities are nice, honestly, but still not the biggest fan, I think. I'd rather probably have Rotom or Gastrodon. Gastrodon does wall a lot of things, but it's pretty useless against... I guess this matchup against Aegislash makes me still want to bring it, though. Like, I can just take an attack and then recover things back. But, yeah, I think the annoying thing is my opponent has a fair amount of support on that team, where you can set up screens with Grimmsnarl. There's Togekiss for redirection as well, so kind of a bunch of annoying things to go up against. But yeah, let's see how it plays out. Cool team for sure. I think Darmanitan is always scary to go up against for sure. Especially because now I learned speed ties with max speed Arcanine. But it's Duraludon Mimikyu here. This is really good, I think. Yeah. I'm worried about like weakness policy Aegislash, I guess, but it's not the biggest problem. Do we knock out Aegislash with Dynamax Mimikyu? I don't think so. I just want to double check that. Let's see. Shadow. We might actually. Ooh, it does 151 or 31% chance to knock out max HP. It's probably not that. It's probably better to conserve my Dynamax here. Kind of want to double up on an Aegislash, but let's just Flash Cannon and Shadow Claw here. It could be weakness policy Aegislash, which I'm worried about. And we could have maybe doubled up into Aegislash there, honestly. That might have been better. But here's Shadow Claw. That should still do a really good amount of damage. Yep, not bad. And it is weakness policy. Okay, so I'd probably lose Duraludon here, but that's alright. Yeah, double up wouldn't have knocked out. We would have needed a Dynamax. And Flash Cannon almost still gets the knockout there. Okay. Maybe Steel Beam would have been better, just because we get to guarantee the knockout. And Aegislash probably targets Aegislash here most of the time. So, oh, it actually targets Mimikyu. Okay. So now the question is whether there's Shadow Sneak on the Aegislash or not. Okay. I would think so. And Does +2 Shadow Sneak knock us out? It should. It absolutely does. Well, I don't think I actually mind Grimmsnarl really being around, so why don't we just Flash Cannon Nature Slash? That should KO, and if it changes forms, we can just go out and Arcanine, yeah. I think now we basically just attack around the Grimmsnarl, because Grimmsnarl's so low, it's not going to really do much damage, so even with screen support, like, we basically make this a 2v1 effectively. And if Aegis Slash doesn't King Shield here, we just get the knockout. Grimmsnarl is just still sitting here, kind of useless. Oh. Okay. That was a play. That's kind of cool. But we were faster anyway. So yeah, I think my opponent was hoping that I would target the Grimmsnarl slot, staying with Mimikyu, and target the Aegis Slash slot, but it's not what I ended up going for. That could have been scary though if the Thunder Wave went into Duraludon. Sorry, I keep mispronouncing that. Someone pointed that out in comments yesterday, so my bad. I didn't realize I was mispronouncing it this whole time. Duraludon. Yeah, if you double up there, that could be pretty scary, but I think now we're in a pretty good spot. To be honest, we could probably Dynamax Duraludon this game. Just go for Max Wormwind. And Will-O-Wisp. Yeah. I think Dragapult probably Dynamaxes on my opponent's end. So if we don't get fully paralyzed, I think we're in a pretty good spot, but I certainly see my opponent Thunder Waving the Duraludon. The other question is it physical or special? If it is physical and we get this burn, because I don't think I'll be able to get the KO with Max Wormwind with Reflect being up. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I mean, Dragapult Dynamax is just so scary. And it's like, not super scary when there's no screen support, because you can just knock it out with like your own Dynamax attack, but in this case there is screen support. So, let's see. Duraludon, a great Pokemon to be Dynamaxing here, though, especially because Grimmsnarl's not really doing much against me right now. So, I expect the Thunder Wave. It just sets up Reflect, actually, instead. That's fine with me, because I'm not going for physical type attacks this turn anyway, so I'd rather have that than have to deal with the chance of... And, oh, okay, targeting Arcanine. It does get the KO, though, alright. So that means we will be at -1 defense. I don't expect Max Wormwind to get the KO here. Maybe Steel Spike would have been better for the defense increase, actually. Let's see how much this does. That's not bad damage, though. That's definitely not bad damage. Yeah. Because now we can just bring in Mimikyu and just double up onto that slot. I don't even... Does a Life Orb knock out Duraludon? I don't think it does. Let's see. Dragapult against Duraludon. We're both Dynamaxed. I'm max HP. I think max Phantom is 130 or 140. Oh, it definitely shouldn't be knocking me out, I don't think. It's not even close, according to this. I think we should be good, then. Let's see. I don't just want to double up onto that slot. Alternatively, I could just Steel Spike here. Let's see. Because I could see it protecting, but it's probably still better to target down the Dragapult slot. Yeah, let's just double up into there. If we knock that out, like Grimmsnarl's not going to do anything against the Gastrodon I've got waiting in the back. He's just going to Thunder Wave me. Okay, yep. That's fine. So if we don't get fully paralyzed here, that should just be game. And yep, Max Ghost into Mimikyu. Yep. But that's my opponent's win con, so totally understandable why he's going for it. Steel Spike might have been better there for the defense increase. Although, I mean, if we don't get fully... It's basically like, do we get fully parried here? Nice, we don't. Okay, good. Although Steel Spike is definitely objectively the better play, considering what my opponent potentially has in the back, I think. Yeah, because the Darmanitan actually might be able to come in now and mess me up. I'll still have one turn of Dynamax though, which is good. And Gastrodon, so the question is, can my opponent's last one deal with Gastrodon? Because if it's either Dracovish or the... It is Darmanitan. Okay, does -2 Flare Blitz knock me out while I'm Dynamaxed? I don't think so. If it's banded, I guess, then yeah, -2. But then you're locked into banded Flare Blitz against me. I should have Steel Spike last turn for sure, though. That was a mistake on my end. Increasing our defense or lowering their attack? I guess both accomplish the same thing. So we'll Steel Spike Grimmsnarl, and yeah, I guess we force the 1v1 here. I think 1v1. Oh, he has superpower. Okay, that will definitely KO. But now it's at -1 attack, so I think Gastrodon should be able to win this now. 1v1 against our Manatan, because we can just keep clicking recover. If we get a single Scald Burn, it's also over. Yeah, even with the defense boost lap. Oh, but it has Power Whip. Oh my goodness. That I didn't even know Grimmsnarl got Power Whip. But now I'm actually not sure how much that would have mattered because of the Rindo Berry. Like, doesn't do that much, and then I can just heal back everything. It's a question of how much Darmanitan is doing against me, but I definitely feel bad about that. Let's see whether it would have actually mattered or not. I'm gonna click recover here. I don't think Darmanitan really can hit me, and especially if it's choice banded. And given that it's going for superpower, I think it is banded. Power Whip probably would have done enough there. Yeah. So I got quite fortunate avoiding that. I'm gonna do a calc actually. Let's see. Grimmsnarl. It's actually best to alternate to stall PP here. I haven't even won yet actually, so let's actually make sure we close this out. Gastrodon, let's see, Power Whip with Rindo Berry and a fair amount of defense. Yeah, I think that would have done enough. Man, that's crazy. I should have lost this one then. Yeah, that's a really interesting tech move, and definitely could have played this a little bit better. This is what, -2 Spadef right now. I think we just go for one more recover and then Earth Power. Yeah. He's going for a crit basically at this point. Yeah. Wow. Super lucky to dodge a Power Whip Grimmsnarl specifically to counter Gastrodon. That's an interesting tech. Okay, and screens were off too now. I'll just play it safe here and just alternate between Protect and Recover. There's no reason not to, really. And I think we go for one more Recover, and then now we start attacking. So, gonna be a slightly longer endgame. Just want to make sure I play this correctly. There's no reason not to Recover, but I still get screwed by a crit, basically. How much did 2 Earth Powers do? I'm wondering if it's better to just Scald. Oh, it's already struggling already. Nice. Okay, nice. Yeah, I got lucky dodging that Power Whip for sure. I think it was banded Darmanitan, so I don't think we would have survived Superpower even had we gone for Steel Spike. So this game could have definitely been better played on my end, I think. I mean, if there's no Power Whip there on the Grimmsnarl, we win, but I didn't even know Grimmsnarl got Power Whip until there. We just saw that, so super interesting. Yeah, this game we probably should have lost because he ended up conserving that tech this entire time. Yeah, so the reason to alternate between Recover and Protect there is to limit your chances of getting crit, basically, and stall out PP. And Skull just might get the knockdown here. Probably won't. Yeah, just short, but the burn finishes it off. Okay. Wow, super interesting game. Where could I have played better? I think the lead probably could have been a little bit better. From the start, I could have just doubled up into Aegislash or doubled up into Grimmsnarl. The main problem was that Grimmsnarl got boat screens off. Like, I'm actually thinking if I just Steel Beam there, maybe that's alright. Or just commit to doubling up onto Aegislash. Like, one play I totally could have made was Dynamaxing Mimikyu and then doubling up into Aegislash, maybe. I don't know. Bunch of things I could have done better, I think. But, I mean, in the end, that game I should win if Grimmsnarl doesn't have Power Whip, so it's just one of those things where my opponent had like a really cool tech move. I guess the other question is if Grimmsnarl had any attack investment. If not, with Rindo Berry, I'm just double checking. Like, Power Whip really isn't doing very much, but it still does enough where... Oh, no, wait, sorry, I'm reading this calc wrong. It definitely mattered. Yeah, it absolutely mattered. There's no way around that. Because Grimmsnarl's base attack is actually incredibly high. It's base 120. Okay, third game of the day, Obsta-gone, which is interesting. Another Darmanitan. I think definitely another game for Duraludon. I like Duraludon Mimikyu here, especially because I can pressure Trick Room potentially. Sylveon's honestly a pain to deal with. I think Arcanine for sure. What was the last one? I'm just double checking Obsta-gone. Not a Pokemon I know or have seen too much of. It's Dark Normal, so close combat will destroy it from Arcanine. So do I want Weezing? Probably not. So it's between Gastrodon and Rotom. Which one's better here? Neither are really that great, to be honest, but I guess Gastrodon at least has a decent matchup against the Darmanitan. Rotom can burn either things. But Rotom is less bulky, and I think Sylveon concerns me enough. I mean, maybe this is actually a game for Weezing, the more I think about it. Actually, walls a lot of things. You know what, let's try out Weezing here. I haven't brought it as much as I'd like, and this does seem like a potentially appropriate game to bring it in. One kind of cool thing is we can also cancel Dragapult's ability and then bring in Arcanine for an Intimidate. But, I don't know. I mean, I like Weezing here because it honestly has super effective attacks against the Whimsicott, the Sylveon, and the Dragapult. And we're max HP defense, so we can like take a physical type attack and then retaliate back with a burn. But yeah, man, Power Whip Grimmsnarl. Yeah, that miss absolutely mattered. It's one of those where if you have that tech move, then I would just lose. Like I'm happy with how I played. Kind of. I don't know. There's still definitely points where I could have played better. That's a shiny Darmanitan. That's disgusting. Against Duraludon and Mimikyu. Okay. I think what I can do here is just switch out into Arcanine and Will-O-Wisp the Darmanitan. So here, you could totally Tailwind and attack with the Darmanitan, but then you can't break my disguise. I'll get the Intimidate off, and I'll burn you, so then you're absolutely useless. And if you're not Scarfed, and you go for like a double up onto Mimikyu, well, I'll just get the burn off before anything happens. And it is Scarfed. Okay, Scarf Superpower. Yep, that's fine. Nice. So Whimsicott probably going for a Moonblast here then? Is it Trick Rooming? Or is it just really slow Whimsicott? I'm expecting Trick Room, honestly. No, it's slower than Mimikyu. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, well, that's all good information. We know it's Choice Scarf Darmanitan, so it pretty much has to switch out here this next turn. So we can yeah, also burning Darmanitan is always just really good, right? So now maybe Whimsicott sets up Tailwind. I think we just double up onto it. Flare Blitz will proc our Berry. I could Trick Room here. I'm actually thinking about it. Trick Room might actually not be a terrible play here. Because Moonblast isn't knocking out Mimikyu, and I could totally see Whimsicott Tailwinding. Yeah. And if I knock out Whimsicott... Ooh. Okay, well that's a potential play too. Huh. And Darmanitan stayed in, which is interesting. I don't think that should KO us. No. Perfect. Okay. Well, if the Will-O-Wisp ends up going into the Whimsicott slot, I'm actually not sure how it works with Encore, like whether you still target the same slot. Then that's fine, because then we still knock out Whimsicott and Tailwind hasn't gone up, so I wouldn't mind that too much. And now we're going up against the Darmanitan that's basically doing no damage. But Whimsicott's down to its sash, yep. And we connect. Oh no, it does target down the Darmanitan. Well, that's frustrating. But that's fine. Okay, well, you probably superpower me again, so let's switch out into Weezing here. Wonder if it's worth Dynamaxing Mimikyu. Probably not. Swap out into Weezing. Who would I Dynamax this game, though? Duraludon? Yeah, that's actually the right answer, I think. Huh, that was a nice Encore play. Surely it has Tailwind. Do not expect it to be slower. Honestly, I kind of want to double switch. I'm worried about Endeavor Whimsicott. We've seen Moonblast, we've seen... Yeah, Endeavor scares me enough where I think I actually will swap out here into Weezing and... Oops. I could double switch here, but I wouldn't mind knocking out Whimsicott. I just hate, like, Whimsicott's so annoying to go up against because it gets such a mixed bag of moves. Yeah, so I mean, the Darmanitan's basically doing no damage right now. It literally did 2 damage. Okay, and its attack is, what, it's like -4 now? Yeah, no Tailwind from Whimsicott as well, which is interesting. Okay. Well, that's good. I was worried about Sylveon just sweeping through. Just gonna Moonblast me. Okay. Nice. So, yeah. Weird start to this game, for sure. I should have played better around the Encore, but... Yeah, maybe one of you guys can actually clarify for me how the Encore mechanic works. Like, whether the... I think it becomes a random target once you are Encored, or does it target, like, the last Pokemon you locked into? I honestly don't know, so if you guys know, definitely let me know. Here's Obstagoon coming out, though. Okay, I mean... Oh. I kind of just want to Dynamax it. I mean, the fun thing about Wheezing being out right now is we actually cancel its ability. So I don't know what Obstagoons actually prefer. Defiant, Guts, and Reckless are all pretty viable abilities. Why don't I just Strange Steam it and Will-O-Wisp it? That doesn't seem bad. We're faster with Mimikyu. Okay, so Darmanitan finally switches out, but it's given that it's burn, I'm just not really too worried about it at this point. Yeah, Dragapult's the last one, which isn't surprising to see. Shiny Dragapult looks sick. Okay, Will-O-Wisp connects. That's great. Is it Lumberry? Shiny Obstagoon looks crazy cool, too. Nope, just going for knockoff. Even Mimikyu. Okay. It's fine by me. Yeah, Wheezing ended up being a great bring in this game. So much good damage from Strange Steam there, too. Jeez. Okay, so I think Dragapult probably Dynamaxes here. Encore's ended at this point, which is nice too. We still have Duraludon in the back, which is great. Can even bring an Arcanine right now for Intimidate. Yeah, I kind of want to bring Arcanine in and Will-O-Wisp the Dragapult. I guess if it's Special Dragapult, that might have not have been a great play. Maybe bringing Duraludon would have been better. Like, I feel like I'm in a great spot right now, but it's still really not over because Dynamax Dragapult's still really scary. Oh, I'm so dumb. I canceled my own Intimidate out. That was totally my bad. I forgot about that. So that was not a great play. I was like, oh, I'll just be able to Intimidate the Dragapult because I cancel its ability, but obviously that's not the case. So if it's physical Dragapult, I think this game is probably over. I'm just worried about it being special Dragapult. So we'll have to see. Obstruct. What does that even do? Okay, targets Arcanine, that's fine. Obstruct protects from attacks and it just lowers defense by 2 if you contact it. Okay, that's fine. And if we connect Will-O-Wisp here, I think we're good. Life Orb, yep. Will-O-Wisp does connect. Nice. Look at Wheezing. Wheezing's coming through today. Okay, sick. I think we just bring out Duraludon now. And we just Dynamax that. Dynamax Duraludon, Max Wormwind, Dragapult, and Strange Steam Obstagoon. Yeah, I think that's the play. Even if it's special Dragapult, I think we're fine here now. Yeah, I mean, my team has a pretty good matchup against this team, given that it's pretty physically based. I mean, this could be special Dragapult still. But even if it's special, once we Dynamax, we should survive an attack from that plus the Obstagoon. Cool to see Obstagoon. I haven't played against it really at all, but didn't really do much this game for my opponent, I think. I guess if you knock out Wheezing here, and it is Guts Obstagoon, I mean, it's still not knocking out Duraludon, right? Hopefully not. I'm still very scared. He's gonna Max Guard. Okay. That's fine. And knock off. So there's only one turn of Dynamax left on the Dragapult side. Strange Steam here. We'll get the KO on Obstagoon, but that was definitely the best possible play for my opponent, I think, because you switch into the Darmanitan, which is more offensive. Now both Pokemon are burnt. This is still kind of scary though, because I don't have Max Guard on my Duraludon. So if it is special Dragapult, that's my main concern. I'll Strange Steam and go for Maximum Wind. Yeah, that was a nice play. Nice Max Guard by my opponent last turn. Max Guard is cool because you prevent the side effects, and that honestly can be huge sometimes. So we'll see. A Burnt Darmanitan shouldn't be able to do much against this Weezing. He's gonna lock himself into Superpower as well. Okay, we should survive a double up here, yeah, I think. Would have to be special Dragapult. So here's Max Wormwind coming out. Yep. And we survive. Okay, that should be game then. I'm not sure. That looks like special though, honestly. I think if it was physical, it wouldn't have done nearly as much. But yeah, now we'll have one. That was close though. I mean, if it gets that knockout, things are considerably scarier because then I think Dragapult can probably just knock me out. I'd be at what? -2 defense with my Weezing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Dynamax Dragapult's scary just because you can't intimidate it. And you don't know if it's physical or special, which is always pretty terrifying as well. But Weezing actually helped out a lot here. Yeah, I mean, being able to switch into the targets were good. And you see how much damage it actually does with Strange Steam. Like, it's a strong attack. But yeah, now my opponent's locked into Superpower, so it's pretty much nothing you can really do. It's not miss, so let's just go for Sludge Bomb and switch out. Superpower's not doing anything against either. So yeah, glad I ended up bringing Weezing. Ended up being definitely the best call there. And we pick up another win. Cool. Definitely some fun games today. That second game we absolutely should have lost if Power Whip connected from the Grimmsnarl. So now I know Grimmsnarl with Power Whip is actually a set. Did not know that existed before today. But some fun games for sure. So excited to just keep playing with this team. I think this game demonstrates how it can be good because you can burn a lot of common physical type Pokemon and really shut them down. Whimsicott was interesting though. It's not every day you see like a non-max speed Whimsicott being slower than Mimikyu was certainly something that caught me off guard. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you as always for watching. Thank you for 90k subscribers. Super excited about that. Like I mentioned, I've got final exams the next couple of days, but then after next Tuesday, you can expect more content outside of just the battling stuff that I've been doing. So thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.